Hello everyone and welcome back to another edition of PolyNerdic ProWrestling using the amazing Fire Pro Wrestling World video game. As I promised this morning when we streamed the last episode of this, tonight we're going to start the PolyNerdic Pro Wrestling Global Tag Cup. This is perfect timing. New Japan Pro Wrestling is about to start their World Tag League. Similar setup here in the Global Tag Cup. We're going to have two brackets of 6 teams, 12 teams total. It's going to be a round-robin tournament, just like the PolyNerdic round-robin special cup was last month. This is going to be the first installment. I've decided with this particular tournament, each episode of the tournament is going to have one round of matches, followed by a title match to cap off the show. Each one is going to be that way. If I've done my math right, there should be 5 episodes, 5 title defenses, and then also a champion of the tournament, who will then go on to face the World Tag Team Champions, which are currently Hanson and Rowe, collectively known as War Machine, or if you're an NXT fan, the War Raiders. I prefer War Machine. I think that's a better name. This is the brackets. We've got the L.I.J team of Bushi and Takagi, the Revival, the Young Bucks, the Bludgeon Brothers, Tyson, Tomko, and Giant Bernard, and the SANADY team of Eric Young and Killian Dain in the A bracket. And then B bracket is the Authors of Pain, the Bullet Club team of Tama, Tanga, and Tangaloa, the team I personally put together, one of my favorite pairings of people that have never teamed together that I know of, Neville and Buddy Murphy, the L.I.J team of Evil and SANADA, Mustache Mountain, Tyler Bate and Trent Seven, and the Chaos team of Hirooki, Goto, and Masato Tanaka. Those are our brackets. As I said, each installment will cap off, or will be capped off with a title match. This first episode, it shall be the Intercontinental title, Tomohiro Ishii versus Nigel McGuinness. That's our main event. Let's not waste any time, though. Let's get into this tournament. We're going to start off with L.I.J against the Revival. We're just going to keep doing this. We're going to do one run of matches, so it should be 3 matches for each bracket. A long load time.
Fight.
Revival, one of the best tag teams to come out of NXT that have had one of the worst runs in the main roster, or on the main roster of WWE. Love the Revival, though. Go back a couple years ago and watch them against DIY. Shit was brilliant. I really don't understand how the WWE can consistently fuck up the call-ups. They bring people up that are having excellent runs, and then they just shit all over it. Asuka, SANITY, the Revival, AOP for the longest time. I don't know what it is about the main roster, creative or whatnot, but they just suck. We're obviously pre-recording this. I'm recording it on a Wednesday night that I have off, and it will be going live sporadically on the YouTube channels, on the PolyNerdic YouTube channel. I'm gonna do my best not to miss anything this time. There's a couple times during the last card where stuff happened, and I was looking away, working on other stuff at the time. And like a good example of that would be when Kota Ibushi hit the Kamigoye on Rob Van Dam, knocked him out cold, and I missed it. I had to look over at another screen. I'd love to see what the Revival could do in New Japan. Like, they remind me of, you know, obviously smaller fellas, but like Gallows and Anderson. You know, excellent New Japan run. Really, really awful WWE run. Unless you consider the fact that they're getting paid to do nothing an awesome thing. Because good for them, I guess. They're almost never on TV. I don't know how often they wrestle on house shows and whatnot. But you know they're making a good paycheck. I follow Carl Anderson on Twitter, and he's got some excellent family life going. Just had a new kid, you know, making that money, not tearing his body up. At least for what it appears. He's not tearing his body up in the way that, you know, guys that are more properly utilized do. But I have hopes for the Revival here in this tournament. These tournaments are always interesting because somebody always performs way beneath where you expect them. During the Round Robin Special Cup, it was Finn Balor. He way underperformed in my opinion. He did a had a very poor showing. And then selective individuals have poor showings. Like I mentioned it in the last card where Seth Rollins and Kenny Omega, I expected one hell of an awesome match, and instead I got a less than 10-minute squash match with Omega going over. Kind of like what happened with Okada and Adam Cole in the last card, where I expected a competitive match, and instead I just got a dominated performance by Okada. That falling out of the ring animation is always so awkward. I wonder if they have the Shatter Machine in this game as a double team move. Oh, he missed it him. Bushi with the mist. Would have been great if he would have missed the mist and got Shingo. Like, I'm new to Shingo as a competitor because I've never watched any Lionsgate stuff. Dragon's Gate. I always call it Lionsgate, the movie production house. I've never seen Shingo's work. I hear he's really good, though. And what I've seen of him in his brief time in New Japan, I've been impressed with. Man's going to be a star in New Japan. Even though, I mean, I know he's already a star, but... Like, if they don't win at Wrestle Kingdom, I predict, you know, by this time next year, he'll have gold on his waist. One of the more interesting wrestling Twitter things I've seen is Tanga. Ah, man. Revival going down. Running clothesline. There's our first match. Bushi and Shingo Takagi going over the Revival. So that's what a punching lariat looks like. I was curious as to what that move would look like. Looked to me like just a running lariat with a closed fist, but. All right, up next, AOP. Versus Bullet Club. What was I saying? Lost my train of thought. I had to answer a text. AOP currently the new tag champs on Raw. I mean, not that that was a huge accomplishment, going over a team that hates each other. But maybe they'll get a proper push now, since they've been kind of squandered since they came up too. It was great watching them go from just, you know, these two rather generic big guys in NXT to one of the best tag teams in NXT, and then come to the WWE main level and just kind of sucked.
Give up. Give up.
All the way across the ring. That's a good move. Bring him back to his own corner.
Eat shit.
Oh, he hit the finisher. Oh, it's close. That was real close. I wonder if we're going to have that again, where the New Japan guys just dominate the WWE guys. That seems to happen a lot. It's almost like this game's programmed to do that, even though I know that's not the case. That's what I started to say earlier, before the end of the match. One of the more interesting things that came out of wrestling Twitter today that I saw was old Tanga over there, well, he's busy on the ring apron, tweeting at Neville, Pac. See if I can find that tweet. Like, that was my hope when Neville finally got his release from WWE, is that he'd pop up here in New Japan. Excuse me, over in New Japan. I forgot this isn't New Japan we're watching. And, I mean, it was just a simple what up, what's good kind of thing, but I love the idea of Neville joining the Bullet Club. Now that we've had an official split where a bunch of the elite guys have moved over and, you know, the firing squad, Bullet Club OGs or whatever, they are now just Bullet Club. The last card had a hell of a main event where we saw AJ Styles take on Dean Ambrose, Neville, and Brock Lesnar in a four-way elimination match. If you haven't seen it yet, I don't want to spoil it, but it did not end the way that I had hoped it would. Bullet Club going over. Here we are again. The New Japan guys coming out the gate strong, just like the last tournament. I don't know what it is. Bullet Club guys have the magic, I guess. They put him away solid, though. It wasn't a light move he took there at the end. Here we go. We got some fictional brothers. Some brothers by choice versus some brothers by blood. Harper and Rowan, the Bludgeon brothers, against the Young Bucks, Nick and Matt Jackson. This is the first appearance of the Bludgeon brothers on a PolyNerdic Pro Wrestling show. do believe that was the first appearance for the Authors of Pain, too.
Fight.
This could be good, or it could be a travesty. I'm kind of at the mercy of the people that created the wrestlers, I guess, as far as the quality goes. Like, you know, if they make imbalanced versions of the characters I download, then I got no choice.
Give up.
Poor Rowan, always getting hurt. Dude's injury prone. Like, I was really intrigued with what they were doing with Harper and Rowan as the Bludgeon Brothers. They even put the belts on him over there in WWE. And then Rowan had to go get hurt again. I think Harper's a guy who has a lot of potential, who has been hampered by the constant injury of his tag team partner. But then again, other than Braun, well, I can't even say that. Everyone who's been associated with the Wyatt family, they just have fucking ultimately botched the booking of. Braun should have gone over Brock at Crown Jewel. I'm so glad I didn't watch it. Absolutely idiotic to put the belt back on Braun, or Brock rather. From what I understand, he's got a nice sweetheart 2-appearance deal. So we won't see him again until Survivor Series, where he'll likely beat AJ Styles for the second year in a row. And then the next time we see him will be when he loses the belt. Probably WrestleMania, which is horseshit. I don't want to wait that long. And a super kick. You get a super kick? Nope, nope, nope. Guarantee if Jackson had got the lead there, we would have seen a super kick, because that's what the Young Bucks do. They super kick. Right now he's getting the shit kicked out of him though. Harper's tearing him up. I wish they'd just let Harper go on a decent singles run while Rowan's hurt. I mean, I know the Bludgeon brother doesn't make much sense, but Harper's a talented fella. Young Bucks with total elimination there. I love that in this game, New Japan, 90s WCW, just so much is allowed. Like, disqualifications don't happen when they should, but then they, you know, like he come in with a chair, hit him, let it go. That might be Harper's finisher there, the discus clothesline. I do believe that might have been it if the pin hadn't been broken up. Nope, I was wrong. There's a super kick. Followed by a neck breaker. I really gotta learn my Jacksons. I always forget which one I'm looking at. I can see Rowan using that as a finisher. Really should use your double team move on the legal man, not the one who came in to break up stuff. Nice counter. Didn't pay out for him though. Pay off for him. Step up Inseguri. Another one. Dragon Screw leg whip. You don't see a lot of that in the WWE. Rowan probably doesn't know how to deal with it. Are we gonna do the multiple moonsaults? Too close to the quarter though, bro. Super kick. I do wonder if we're going to see that, though. The last tournament seemed to go that way a lot, where all the New Japan guys just destroyed the WWE guys. Like, the only victories the WWE guys seem to get, for the most part, were against themselves. Oh, hit his clothesline. Rowan's looking a little winded. There's that spot. Happens every damn card. Every show. Somebody always has the spot where they run into each other. Ah, I told you Rowan was looking winded. Told you. I spotted it a mile away. Gotta remember, Nick's the blonde. Nick is the blonde brother. Alright, so up next we've got... I need to give Neville and Buddy Murphy a faction name. Maybe throw Tony Nese in there with him. Although I would probably have to edit Tony Nese to give him a nice black and white attire to match. I love that Evil and SANADA has always capitalized. I love that there's a guy who calls himself Evil. That's hilarious in its own right. I say this every so many episodes. One day I need to put Neville and Omega in the ring together, preferably for a title. Do what I always do during this time and scan the website for more wrestlers to add to my roster, because in this fantasy world of PolyNerdic Pro Wrestling I have all the monies and I could get all the wrestlers I want, even dead ones and retired ones. I did not have myself a Eddie Guerrero. That's inexcusable. Someone made Hank Hill. Golden trigger. Without the audio cue. See, I think Buddy Murphy and Neville would make one hell of a tag team. Hence why they're a tag team here in PolyNerdic ProWrestling. Because they belong together. Oh no, he's got the cold skull on him. I love tournaments so much, though. I love that this game allows you to do them. Nice V-trigger. Kenny Omega would be proud. One thing I dislike, though, is that a lot of people that create wrestlers are deciding, because we're at Survivor Series time, that they have to put characters in a red shirt or a blue shirt. And they're making that the main attire, and that drives me nuts. Because, like, I have a really good Bailey I just downloaded before the elimination situation card. And now she's wearing a red shirt instead of the cool-ass attire. So it's a double-edged sword. Like, it's cool that people, you know, when they update the logic, the moveset, the look of a character, that it carries over to what you've downloaded. But it's a pain in the ass when it's a change that you don't care for. Be interesting if we end up with a all L.I.J. finale to this tournament, since they have teams in both brackets. Oh, who do we have here? Is that Chono? I think it is. I think it's a young Masahiro Chono. Time to take on Evil. Or is that a young Shinsuke Nakamura? I don't know if Shinsuke has an attire that looks like that. Sometimes I can look at my subscribe. Yeah, that's Shinsuke. Shinsuke helping the WWE team guys out. That's a shocker. I don't think Chono has that taunt. I'm pretty sure that was Shinsuke. A younger Shinsuke coming in. If the person who created them is thorough, you can see all the... I do believe that, though, was a young Shinsuke Nakamura. He traveled back in time, grew his hair out, and came in and upset this match. I always forget how SANADY is stylized. Alright, so we got SANADY, Eric Young, and Killian Dain versus Great Bash Heel team of Tyson Tomko and Giant Bernard. Giant Bernard was, at one point in time, a member of Chaos as well.
Fight!
I guess technically he was a member of Chaos after a member of GBH. He was one of the guys that turned on Togo Makabe and joined Shinsuke Nakamura. I always think it's hilarious when I think back to the Ohio Valley wrestling days of the late 90s, early 2000s, and you realize that Tyson Tomko was Dave Batista's tag team partner. One of them went on to have a much more successful career. Those lines on Tomko's back look less like a tattoo and more like he's got the rocket tape stuff that Cesaro wears. Kind of interesting that they consider Mike Bennett, Mike Kanellis a cruiserweight since he's on 205 Live. Let's see what he's billed at 205, so he's right at the maximum limit of what is a cruiserweight. Close. Old Albert there. Giant Bernard. Lord Tensai. Or wasn't he called like Sweet Tea or something when he tag teamed with Brodus Clay? I always manage to miss things. Like, I didn't see when Tomko got busted open. Must have been a chair shot, since there's a chair in the ring. Crazy SANADY guys. Speaking of that, that's a good time to look up how SANADY is supposed to be spelled. How it's stylized. Okay. see Killian Dain get in there and throw some people around. Weird chokeslam type move on a chair. Well, it wasn't really much of a choke. It was more of a grab him by the top of the noggin, like a claw slam almost. We got one more tag match in today's bracket, and then the main event. Wow. Wow. Pins come out of nowhere. Killian Dain eating the pinfall. I didn't expect that. Is SANADY going to be the underperforming team? Is that what we're going to see here? I mean, I know the WWE seems to hate him. Barely has them on. Alright, final match of today's tag team brackets. The ridiculously named team of Mustache Mountain. I was going to say Trent Severin, like Dan Severn. Trent Seven. Versus the Chaos team of Hirooki, Goto, and Masato Tanaka. Masato Tanaka is also the hardcore champion still. One of my favorite imports that ECW ever brought in. His matches with Mike Awesome are legendary.
Give up.
Try to keep the teams in as close to matching attire as possible. Hence the red get-ups on Goto and Tanaka. Trent has a move. His clothesline's awfully similar to the Rainmaker in real life. So I wonder if that's what when they created him, that's what they gave him here. double drop kick there by Goto and Tanaka.
Give up. Give up.
I like a good deadlift suplex like we just saw.
Yeah.
Oh wow, way out of the ring. He suplexed him really far out of the ring. And it almost looked right this time. A lot of times it's like they clip through the ropes on the way out. Occasionally you get a move that legit throws them over the top rope. Good waving, fool. Lucky he didn't need an elbow in the face. Drop kick for drop kick. Ah. Now's not, that was not a good time to decide to do spinning twirly stuff. Oh wow, Trent didn't even try. Didn't even try to help his partner. Shocking. Shocking. Utterly surprised there. Well, that does it for the tag team portion of today's tournament. Yeah, that's Shoten Kai. I like to give that to people in the WWE games. I think my Gina Carano use that as a finisher. Alright, so let's go up here and save before we move on to the main event. Look at the rankings real quick. In the A bracket, the WWE guys have all hung a goose egg so far, and the New Japan guys are just, three-way tie, 5 apiece. B bracket, Neville and Bate at least got a win for the WWE guys, with the help of Shinsuke Nakamura of all people. Maybe he wants to be part of their faction as well. Alright, so that does it for that part. Let's move on to our main event. Tomohiro Ishii is going to defend his Intercontinental title against Nigel McGuinness. It'll be our main event of day one. There we go. Make sure all the settings are correct. Yep. Just like I like it to be. Here's our main event of day one of the PolyNerdic ProWrestling Global Tag Cup. Tomohiro Ishii defending his newly won Intercontinental title against Nigel McGuinness. Ishii taking the belt off of Shinsuke Nakamura during last Friday's show. Also known as the show I recorded this morning, but was posted on Friday. Ishii's a beast. Stone Pitbull. Nigel McGuinness, of course, a color commentator now, no longer wrestling. But back in the early 2000s, late 90s, had some brilliant matches. In the early Ring of Honor days. Great stuff with Daniel Bryan. Bryan Danielson. Had a decent run in TNA as Desmond Wolfe, too. A lot of people like that move. I think Nigel McGuinness and Zack Sabre Jr. would make a decent tag team. Oh, the ref's down and bleeding. Oh, poor Paulie. He's going to have to get that fixed before the next bout of a bit of matches. Hopefully he's ready for day 2. I think it's funny how easily the ref gets busted open. It's like immediate. I wonder if the height difference is that pronounced between Ishii and McGuinness.
Give up. Give up. Give up.
Hulk Hogan.
Give up. Give up. Give up.
Hulk Hogan's got it for Ishii, huh? Will Ospreay coming out to assist. This is breaking down. Hogan never takes to the top rope. What the hell? Yeah. Suck up Hogan. What the hell's he doing out here?
Yeah.
What kind of beef does Hogan have with Ishii?
Yeah.
There you go, Ishii. Throw his ass out of the ring. There we go. I guess it's only fair. Hulk Hogan interfered on Nigel McGuinness's part. Ospreay should get to counter. Now, of course, this means if Ishii wins, does Hogan do a title shot? Is he gonna? We're gonna have a rematch or a rematch? Do we have a grudge match feud forming between Hogan and Ishii? NWO Hogan at that. I'm not sure what just happened there. Oh, it's elbowing the shit out of him. Come on, Ishii. Nice headbutt. Everybody seems hurt and tired. See how slow they're running. A lot of headbutts in today's show, at least in the last two matches. Good job, Ishii. We might have to see Ishii versus Hogan for the Intercontinental title. That's an interesting setup. Stone Pitbull pulls it out. Gets the victory. Alright, that does it for day one of the PolyNerdic Pro Wrestling Global Tag Cup. I'm going to take a quick break, and then we'll return with day two of the tournament. Thank you for watching up to this point. I'll see you next time here on the PolyNerdic channel. If you're watching live, I'll see you shortly. If you're watching this on recording, I'll see you the next time we do more of this when I post it to YouTube. So just sit tight if you're watching live. If you're watching on recorded, you know, in the future, wait for the next installment, I guess. See you soon.